All right. Last one, I promise, probably. Almost certainly. Um, so I was alerted to the fact by Stalin that for multiple day heists, if you finish one of the days, you still get the experience, but not the money. And I thought, okay, so then I guess you could finish this without beating any heists. So that's what I'm gonna do. Naturally, we start with Election Day because it's a literal nothing of a map, and as long as you wait for 3 minutes to pass, then it'll give you even more experience. And so, oh, and also I gave myself an infamy and a lot of offshore money because I just don't feel like waiting for the heist to show up again. Yeah, it's kind of whatever. I feel like the challenge of this is not how long can you sit on the menu screen. Anyway, getting that mission will allow you to claim these two career thingies. Oh yeah, and I am playing Anarchist because I got sick of Hacker. Claiming those two gives you $80,000, which is just barely enough to get yourself a Predator with Dragon's Breath rounds. And you know what that means? That means it's time for Death Sentence Loud. So I throw together you old double convert build, and then I send a Rats because, I mean, it's a multiple day heist and you can get a lot of experience on it. So I make all 7 bags, naturally, and then I get the hell out of there. And the bots, I mean, I boarded up some of the top windows, but in retrospect, the bottom ones would have been fine, since I was mostly staying at the bottom anyway. The bots basically just sit in the house, do everything for you. I mean, it's a very, very easy mission. So yeah, that was that. And day 2 goes kind of also exactly how you'd think. After you put the bags down and go pick up your intel, then you steal it back and then get more experience from that. And also, all of this has muted audio because at this point I was just listening to streams in the background. So that's, I mean, you don't need to listen to all those. Anyway, steal all of it back, and then you move on to the next map. Of course, improve the build a little bit, and then you can move on to the next map, which is going to be Firestarter. And so the question is, could you stealth Firestarter, since you get the budget suppressor on the pistol? Yes, but the pistol has like 40 accuracy, and also it doesn't push enemies. So, there's that concern. So I went loud. Overall, it was fine, except for this moment here, where a cloaker just started murdering my bots, and they are my lifeline. So, I kind of threw every flash I had to try and get them up. And as you can see, I do have Inspiring, and then I had to kill that cloaker because it was causing them issues. So yeah, a bunch of downs, but it ended up fine. You just kind of move the bags up. Pretty straightforward. Day 2, can you stealth this one as well? Of course you can stealth it. It hasn't shown up yet, but you know what day comes next. So yeah, all I needed to do is just stealth this map. Of course I can do that. It's pretty easy. I'm a very good and awesome player, so stealth is very easy for me. Secure the server. Then I went back to go get the other one. And then, there you go. There's my awesome stealth. Whoopsie daisy. And I put together a quote-unquote stealth build, and by that I mean I took an ECM and body bag case, since I had Jack of all trades for medic bags and C4 on the last one. And then I swapped my shotgun for an AMCAR, which is a little sad. And of course, I got my GOAT as well, since it gives a little bit more experience. And then I just kind of walked away. And I swapped my grenades for knives as well, which is rough. Because, I mean, the flashes would have been useful there. Anyway, the next map that I went on to do is Big Oil. And the reason for that is because it has a bunch of ATMs in the basement. And instant cash does carry over, but bags don't. So, you know, I got myself 2 ECMs, and then I went in, again, planning to stealth. Since you can pick up all of the little, like, asset things for the next day, and they all give you experience. So I would need to stealth this one as well. But first, obviously, I headed to the basement to pick up my 2 ATMs. I mean, this isn't necessary. All of this isn't necessary, since really once you get the Dragon's Breath shotgun, you can kind of go on and play Crude Awakening. But I figured if I was going to do this, then I might as well max it out. It's kind of how I always do things. Anyway, you know, going about my stealth, everything was fine. And then I turned around this corner and saw that there was a coke deal going down. I don't know what the odds of that are, but I mean, this is not, I don't think this is doable to stealth with my setup. And then, like, some guy I left in the basement got detected anyway, so I ran up quickly to grab all of the shit before they burned it, and the rest was kind of what you expect. You just kind of sit and wait for the drills to finish, and then you get out. And so for my last map, before I do Crude Awakening, you know, I finish up whatever build I have, and the last one is going to be Hotline Miami, which, if you missed... Oh, and with the money that I got, I upgraded my bots. The best weapon that I could buy at the time was the rattlesnake. So there you go. There's my bot upgrade. And then the last thing to do is Hotline Miami here for the experience, because you can cook meth. And meth, well, you get experience every time you cook, and then also every time you secure a bag. And I secured the weapons from the basement, and then I also secured one money bag that I just found. My HUD told me that there was a bunch of bags somewhere, but I don't know where the bag spawns on this map are, since I don't really care about loot in general. So I only cooked as many bags as I could, and it was not the maximum, it was one less than the maximum, since I only had 2 of each material upstairs in the lab. Pretty straightforward, because at this point, I mean, a while ago, I already solved everything, because I've got medic bags, anarchist with fire, and then 2 converts, so it didn't really matter. And then I fumbled this bag at the end. I don't know if it counted. It probably didn't. But that was good enough. Time for Crude Awakening, the last map. And at this point, I figured I might as well just make a real build. And so, you know, I hit up Berserker and Overkill with my shotgun, even though it has Dragon's Breath, and then I went in. In retrospect, it probably would have been smarter to just take the sniper rifle I bought, but at this point in time, I've been playing for a while, and my brain's kind of fried, so I wasn't thinking too well. I also learned in this part that I was lucky all of the other times, because in this one, I kept putting oil into the analyzer, and it just kept coming back wrong. So whoopsie daisy. I guess that was lucky. Now this puzzle part was such a disaster. I couldn't figure out what was happening, and I kept trying, and it just didn't work. So I stopped and I pulled up Kev's build from that, what you can see. And then yes, I died in the fire. I mean, this was easily the worst run of all time that I've had so far. And this escape was disastrous. I mean, I left all of it in, because you have to see all of it. It's so bad. And that's my flash, just in case you didn't know. Because there's no audio, so you can't tell I'm being flashed. But that is my flash. So bot goes down, I'm flashed, everything's horrible. I only have 1 flash left. I don't remember what I used them on. Probably in the puzzle section. Bot goes down as well. There's a cloaker. I get flashed again. There's actually 2 cloakers here, I think. I can't remember. Definitely 1, maybe 2. So I get revived. I don't know what I'm seeing, so I just hold W and hope that it works out. There's my last flash. There's so many dozers. But I make it out. Anarchist. Easy deck. I make it out with like 20 seconds left. So, you know, definitely the closest I've been to losing. But, you know, it's a win. Whatever. Straightforward enough. Okay. And that's probably my last run of this challenge. You know, when I start doing something, I mean, I gotta get obsessive about it. So, you know, I did 2, then I did 1, and then I did 0. Although, honestly, the 1 is even better, because this 0 is like 0 by a technicality. Since I attempted, yeah, look at that, 23 downs, awful. Since I attempted 5 heists and then didn't finish them. But I mean, my level was higher than all of the other ones, so it's kind of whatever. Yeah, and here's my daily skin that I picked up since I didn't pick it up in any other mission. Poser Bash. Yeah, okay. Well, that's that. And I don't remember if I said, but I kept Ultimate Trainer active the whole time because I didn't feel like bringing it in and out every time I had to restart. So yeah, that's that.